ideas that he has. Like, what can Saban possibly pull out of their ass to come up with an excuse of decayed?
They're aliens. They're all alien riders.
Even though Kiba kind of looks like a vampire, but whatever, they're aliens. He's from Vampire World. But it would be great to see another Kamen Rider adaptation. Hopefully, Saban takes it more seriously and puts a little more thought to it than they did with Masked Rider all those years ago.
Yeah, Dragonet was good, but it wasn't great. It could have been better than it was. But the Decade, it's a ridiculous costume, but hopefully they can tell a serious story around it. I really hope they don't screw this up.
I don't know. I don't think Decade would be like the right choice. I think they would have gone like with Double, or even gone a few years back with maybe like mentioned this last episode, like maybe like Kabuto or Faiz, because
I would love to see adaptations of those, but if this is going to be their first one, they better not screw it up so they can get more funding for newer ones.
And as for the name, sounds stupid. Power Rider? No.
Yeah, I mean, I much prefer Kamen Rider over Power Rider.
Well, even if they were just to call it like Masked Rider, that'd be fine. Because Kamen translates out to Masked. So basically, it's the same name, just translated.
Well, they went from Masked Rider to Kamen Rider to Power Rider. So I guess it's an experimental phase still.
Yeah, well, there you go, Zero. You twat.
Next question.
Our next question comes from one of our trivia winners and regular question asker, Ninja Shadow Tales. And actually, he brought us 3 questions this week.
Awesome.
First question, he asks, in the world of Power Rangers, we've seen old Rangers come back to series, such as Tommy in Wild Force and Dino Thunder, and Adam in Power Rangers in Space, and open parentheses, extreme sadly, close parentheses, Operation Overdrive. What Ranger would you like to see come back to help out future Power Rangers?
I guess I'm one of a few people who would want to see Jason brought back as Dino Red Ranger. Who else? I mean, everybody wants Tommy back.
Again.
Yes, again. Even though Jack's not the Red Ranger anymore, I still want to see him take up the Red Ranger mantle again, or any Ranger mantle. I miss Kimberly. I kind of miss Kimberly. I want her to just take up the Pink Ranger mantle again.
But there would be too much pink energy.
Not enough pink energy, dude.
Whatever. Fuck you.
You first. Oh, Zach.
Yeah.
Black Ranger as the Black. I want him. No, he was good at acting the part. I really liked him, and I thought it was stupid that they took him out, but that's just me liking the Black Ranger as a Black Ranger. It's not racist, it's just fact.
Black Rangers have usually been really cool.
Yeah. That's about it for me.
Okay, I know one. The Quantum Ranger from Time Force. Gotta bring him back because he's like fucking awesome and amazing. Plus, he wouldn't need a fucking stunt actor because Dan Southworth, the actor who played the Quantum Ranger in Time Force, is an awesome martial artist and an awesome stuntman.
Mm-hmm.
And
also, you get the Q-Rex back. That's awesome.
And it would eat Tommy's Dragonzord for lunch any day.
Don't say that. Then we're gonna have a war starting on this page.
And
let's start a war now.
There, war started.
Yeah.
Anyway, actually, one ranger I would like to see back is TJ from Turbo and In Space.
Oh yeah, TJ, that was really good. Even though Turbo sucked, In Space was awesome.
Yeah, not Turbo TJ, In Space TJ.
Yeah.
Like even in Turbo, TJ was awesome. He was a good ranger, and even though he had really big shoes to fill at replacing Tommy as the leader.
Yeah, it was kind of awkward to have him replace one of the oldest rangers. So, yeah, I mean, you can't really hold it against him. That and the bad writing just kind of made it awkward for him.
Yeah, but like I don't know how I feel about him as a Red Ranger, but as a Ranger overall, he was awesome. He was a great Ranger, and I think my third choice. It's funny, all my choices are red. My third choice would have to be Carter Grayson from Lightspeed Rescue.
Oh yeah.
Carter was like the most badass Red Ranger in that timeline because he would shoot first and ask questions later, even to the point where shooting a giant monster with his gun without any questions asked. That was just the ballsiest move I've ever seen.
It's even ballsier than Tommy kicking the Tyrannosaur in the face.
And he wasn't even morphed. And
yeah.
But yeah, I would like to see those guys.
That's Chuck Norris balls right there, man.
Well, Chuck Norris would have snapped the T-Rex's neck, and then like skin it alive. Well, it wouldn't be alive because he had snapped his neck, but you know what I mean.
He would have taken it and worn it as his as a man costume, as a trophy.
Exactly. And that was our first question. Second question from Ninja Shadow Tales. He asks, "What are the stupidest looking foot soldiers you've seen from Tokusatsu?" Now, a lot of foot soldiers, the most memorable that we all remember are the putties from Mighty Morphin.
Great foot soldiers, in my opinion.
They worked.
Yeah, they didn't overstay their welcome, and they knew exactly how to fight. Also, their weakness was pretty clear. Just hit their chest, they go down, but they were pretty formidable to take down.
Yeah, and another couple great foot soldiers, that's the word I was looking for, are the Quantrons from In Space, and
very, very terrifying.
I actually like the Grinders in RPM.
Huh. I mean, yeah, they do have that mechanical, like old rusted feel, like they're just made out of spare parts. But yeah, they get the job done.
Yeah. And as for the stupidest I've seen, actually, in Jungle Fury, the Rinshi, I did not like those things. They just fucking hopped around all over the place, and who's gonna be intimidated by hoppers?
Depends what hopper you're talking about. Are you talking about those hoppers, kick hopper, or punch hopper?
Not that kind of hopper. Fucking bunny hoppers.
Oh, that's cute. That's retarded.
I never understood why they would do that. I would like get mad about this, but it's not worthy of my rage. Yeah, I didn't like the Rinchi, and I hate to admit this. I don't like the name. I like the Moogers. I like the design.
Akidoshi.
Yes, the Akidoshi. I don't like the Moogers. I like the Akidoshi. Fuck the Moogers. Still sounds so wrong just to say it.
You're a Mooger, Nathan.
You kiss your mother with that mouth.
Ha!
And
my mother's dead. Oh my god, that was so funny. No, she's still here.
Your turn.
She just left the room. Okay. Stupidest warriors for me. Triptoids. One, they were never really used. Like, what, 2 or 3 episodes? And that's about it. That's about right?
Give or take.
Yeah, they just look so ridiculous. They were black and white. They were black or white. They were holding spears and they were popping like those things you were talking about earlier. Let's see. Another one would be the Piranhatrons. Obviously, for obvious reasons, they were just the least intimidating soldiers I've ever seen. They just, I don't know. Every time when I was a child, I would just laugh every time they came on screen. They were just, ugh, fucking really?
And what's sad is that they looked worse in the Turbo movie as opposed to the show.
They barely had costuming for that.
How does that work?
My other one would be, and a lot of people are probably going to disagree with me because I find that a lot of people love these guys. The Kelzaks, I didn't think they were intimidating. I thought they just looked retarded, like someone who just got out of, like their hair looked like someone that just got out of bed due to a really mean prank. And they just, the stitching on their faces and on the body just looked so dumb. I mean, honestly, they didn't look that scary. They just looked fucking weird. I think that's about it. I mean, I can't think of any more.
With that, we move on to our final question for the fan discussion segment. And once again, from Ninja Shadow Tales. And he wants to know, actually it was something that's been on his mind ever since we started the Tokusatsu Corner. He asks, what do we think about Ivan Ooze, the main villain from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie?
You can go first.
Okay, I did not like Ivan Ooze.
Big shocker.
I wasn't even intimidated by him when I was a child. I saw this movie in the theaters, and I used to own the VHS, but then it got stolen along with a bunch of other stuff that I used to own. The fucker! I hope the guy who stole it burns in hell. But anyway, I was never intimidated by Ivan Ooze. I just thought he was too goofy, and it's sad when you're trying to be intimidating, and a child isn't buying it. And granted, when does this movie come out? Like 1995?
Something like that, yeah.
I was, if that's the case, I was 8 years old, 8 years old around then. And if you can't scare or intimidate a 7 or 8 year old, I'm sorry, you're failing at your job as a villain. Lord Zed was intimidating, and to an extent, Rita Repulsa was intimidating, and
because she was a wizard, she had power over you.
Exactly.
Zed was a terrifying exoskeleton covered, like, he was basically meat with an exoskeleton with a brain jetting out. That was some really good costume design right there. And he was menacing, generally terrifying. I had nightmares about that guy when I was a child.
But Ivan Ooze did not leave an impression on me. I mean, I remember him now because I used to love that movie when I was a child. It still holds a place in my heart because it's a Power Rangers movie. And it was the first Power Rangers movie. And I love Power Rangers. And just to see, like, a half-ass villain. And yeah, he killed Zordon for like a little bit, but Dark Spectre freaking kidnapped Zordon and held him hostage throughout all of In Space. But whatever, we're not talking about In Space. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about Ivan Ooze.
Ivan Ooze, he just felt like more of a comic relief than an actual villain. Because he was just acting so ridiculous during his evil introductions. And when he was killing Zordon, he's just like, I shall unleash all the horrors. And like, one of the horrors was the Brady Bunch. So I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?